the safety committee was when Ryan Heyer, the city administrator, took over office. He shortly after that he seen a need for more safety with the city, and with his job being so busy, I'm sure he wanted another group to help look at some of that information and make recommendations for him and do all the legwork. So that's how we got started. And I think we're in our 4th year with the safety committee right now. We have most all the departments represented. There's myself, Gary Mullen, Jerry Christensen, Katie McKinnon, Brian Hammer, Laura Kuhl, Mary Byers, Nick Burgess, and Ryan Brum. We're all on the safety committee. We meet once a month, and we kind of look over some of the safety programs and our agenda. We're still working on a long-term agenda, but we have some different goals in mind that we try to take care of once a month. There's a lot of safety programs that OSHA requires for government agencies and cities to follow, and we've got about 7 of them that we've gone through already. One that is completed, the city has implemented, and I believe that's the lockout tagout program. And also the confined space program is being finished up with some rescue training, and then that one will be finalized and complete. And I believe there's 5 more that the city administration needs to review and make sure that they meet all their requirements before they come down and be approved. The confined space rescue team is one of the requirements for the confined space program. OSHA says we either have to have an in-house rescue team or we have to contract with an outside source. We did a lot of investigating on the outside sources, and there are very few places like Iowa City or Cedar Rapids that would go outside their corporate limits to even do this for private industry or somebody else. So our other options were to use the fire department, which there's a lot of personnel changeover and things with that would have made it very difficult for them to do it. So it come down to we were going to do an in-house rescue team. So what our function is when a confined space entry is made in town, like down a manhole or one of the vault pits here at the wastewater plant or one of the pits at the swimming pool, they'll need to fill out an application, a permit as it is. And on that permit form, they got to do some monitoring and make sure all the hazards are looked at, they know what they are, they're mitigated, and monitor the air and before they can go down and do their work. But part of that is they'll also have to contact the confined space rescue team to make sure them people are on standby. Doesn't mean they have to be somewhere, but they just got to know that there is an entry going on in town, and they possibly could be called if something went wrong, and which we hope the team is never ever used. But in that process, we're still putting together the training for the 12 individuals and some equipment that we'll have to purchase. And the bottom line is it's to help protect the city employees. Well, we hired an individual from Marengo that was on the Cedar Rapids Fire Department and retired. He also wrote some of the confined space rescue programs for Kirkwood Community College, and he also has a business on the side that he's been doing since he's retired now, and going around to industries and teaching confined space rescue teams and bringing them up to good training standards. And so we're using him to train us, and he's given us we got 16 hours of training, and it's all hands-on, and it will involve learning how to do everything from a self-rescue to an assisted rescue to a rescue that we would have to go in and physically remove somebody from a space rapidly or a slow removal if they were just injured and there was no other threats or hazards. So it's learning how to package the people up, how the ropes and the riggings and all the technical equipment goes together and how it operates together, and so everybody can make a good judgment on what they're going to need and how they're going to do it, and also a big part is to see what are the why did it happen? Is there something that is unsafe for us to even be there? There's a lot of things that they need to be aware of, and that's some of the training that we're getting. So to make people more aware of when an accident does happen, they know what to do, and they can do it properly and safely. Yeah, we were working at the in our pretreatment building, and they were learning how to set up the rigging to simulate bringing somebody out of a vault or a manhole, and they were being taught how to do a rapid removal. For instance, somebody went down and was overcome by some gases, hydrogen sulfide or some other toxic atmosphere, and that we were able to get them out very quickly, and that was one of the procedures. Another procedure would be slow removal if somebody was injured, broken arm, broken leg, and no other hazards, that we would take our time, package them properly, get them out safely without doing any more injury. So, and that's some of the different types of training, learning to which way and how fast we need to get them out and get them to advanced care. The bottom line is everybody needs to go home, and nobody needs to get hurt, and we just want to make sure that it saves the city money, but ultimately, everybody's got a good, safe work environment, and that's part of the safety committee's goal, is to help facilitate that. As an advisory group only, we don't do enforcement. We're not watchdogs out there. We're simply just helping make some policy to make things safer and maybe a little more interesting.
The North Liberty Family Resource Centers meet every week, and that helps us keep in contact with each other. That helps us know exactly what's going on, any new resources. That helps us talk to each other and problem solve about situations or things that might be difficult. But we are in contact almost on a daily basis at things that are going on or questions for each other and things like that. So we work together in this community, and between the three of us, we know a lot of families and a lot of people. And I think as North Liberty got bigger and there are more schools, I think there are just more people. And when you've got the more people, your free and reduced numbers may go up, and then the need is higher. Another piece of our job is just meeting new families in the area and making sure they're connected to anything they're connected to, whether it's just, I'm new to the area and I have no child care, then we will show them resources and, places in town, that may have what they're looking for. So we do a lot of things with all socioeconomic levels. There's no discrimination there for us, and so anyone with a question is more than happy to contact us with any question they may have. Here's one of the projects that we're involved with right now. It's free tax help for any individual in the Johnson County who makes under $50,000, and this is a program through the university that we partnership up with. The school district does, and it's held at Garner this year, and Jill will be there working it.
Yes, from 6 to 9 on Mondays, March 5th, 19th, and the 26th. But it's also located at the Iowa City Public Library, Southeast Junior High, and Northwest Junior High. Our longest running program is our tutoring program, and it's called the Corridor Educational Fun Hour. It's held on Tuesday evenings, and there's 2 different time slots, 4:30 to 5:45 and 6 to 7:15. What we do is we match volunteers from the community with kiddos here at Penn, Van Allen, and Garner, and they meet for 2 8-week sessions. And the last week of each session, we play bingo, and we have a big pizza party. and celebrate their accomplishments, but also thanking the volunteers that donate their time for these kids. It's a lot of fun, and I think that the kids, it's more than just that doing academics, it's that mentoring, it's that relationship that they build with adults that can last a lifetime too. So,
although it's some extended learning going on, it's a fun kind of learning and they enjoy it. One of the biggest projects that the Family Resource Centers in North Liberty are working on right now is our 4th annual Parent University. And it's a night where parents can come out and do some learning.
We have free childcare and a light snack, and we bring in experts based on the topics that people are interested in. And I think we have one on math and one on parenting. So there's no registration needed, and all are welcome.
And it is held from 6 to 7:30 on Thursday, March 29th over at Van Allen. It's something we do every year. This is our 4th one. And we go to each one of the schools, takes a turn hosting it. And we're just hoping for people to come in because it's a chance for the parents to learn. And we've got the kids taken care of. And we've got some local door prizes from around to help us out. And we put a lot of work into this to get some speakers to, talk about some topics that are of real interest. And the big topic on here is also the math curriculum in the elementary schools and how it works and how you can make it work at home and some things you can do with that. But this is a project we do every year, and we'd sure like for some people to come out and see what it's all about. Another program the Family Resource Centers in North Liberty have is what we call the Family to Family program. And that's a program where we have people in the community who will call up and say, I have something I'm done with. Do you have a family in need? And we have an associate, Shelley, who helps us run that program and does a wonderful job at keeping track of who needs what and who wants what, and sends out an email once or twice a month that goes to a couple hundred people, to different churches even, and different people in the community who then have things and call and want to donate. And that is a great way to help those in need.
Locally.
Yes, and to have others who, I don't need these pots and pans anymore. I got some for Christmas. What can I do with these? And we have families that who will come to this community with literally nothing but what's in their car and love pots and pans and are willing, to come and get those or have them drop off, and we try to connect the family with the family giving, with the family that's in need, and then we kind of stay out of it. But that is a program that's been going on for a few years, and we've swapped everything from, silverware to beds and dressers and things like that.
Yep.
And that's a program that takes a little bit of work, but sure does benefit people. Yep. And you would just call and say, I have a dresser, and is there someone on the family to family list that's asking for a dresser? And I can tell you right now there are 5 people on the list wanting a dresser.
Yeah, that's a hot commodity.
Yeah.
Yes.
Microwaves are big, silverware is big, dishes are big, towels are big, things like that you don't think of. Another thing, we've just had a church who is in the process of helping do a drive, and the things too from the Linda Severson drive that we got are a lot of hygiene items that we need, that families are in need of and are sometimes hard to get a hold of and expensive. And so those are things too that people will call and donate,
Because those are things that you can't buy with food assistance. So that's a wonderful donation that families can really use.
Anyone that has questions on anything we've talked about or wondering about any community resources or any resources in Johnson County, which is something we do a lot of, referring out into Johnson County with numerous things, they can call the Resource Center at their school at Garner, Van Allen, or Penn. You can call the secretary and she can pipe you right into us. We all have our direct lines and voicemails, and that information can be found on the City of North Liberty's website. There's a link to us, and anyone can get us through there as well.
We were jumping rope for the American Heart Association, and 3rd through 6th graders jump rope for 50 minutes. The nice thing I like about Jump Rope for Heart is the American Heart Association gives me a lot of information as an educator. And so I can teach the children new jumping tricks, and I do a big unit on heart health, so the students understand the heart has 4 chambers. I need to have a healthy heart to keep me smart, to keep my body healthy. And
all right, let's move the jogger, move around.
I think we more than tripled what we raised last year, and we raised, we're close to $5,000, so we raised $4,700 to date, with envelopes still coming in. So the kids, I announced it at the end of the school day, and so the students were very excited. It's their choice and their option to raise funds for the American Heart Association, and we encourage kids to have kind hearts and generous hearts as well as healthy hearts. No, I think it's a great opportunity for kids to showcase what they've learned, and we like to support the American Heart Association if we're able, but we also like to keep ourselves healthy.
So every year the city travels to Washington, D.C. with the Chamber and the University and other cities within the corridor to visit with our legislators about ongoing projects, what our needs are, and kind of what the temperature is here in Johnson County. We have conversations with the local staff, but it's also important to get out there because they have other staff members who are very much involved in even writing of the legislation. So that's why it's important to get out there and visit with those folks to really put a face on the issue. They are very appreciative of us going out there. They know it takes a lot of time. Obviously there's expense to it. But again, it's important to put a face to the issue, to get out there and make them aware of the concerns of their constituents in this part of Iowa. It's a valuable trip for a couple of reasons, but the main reason is really to keep our projects in front of the elected folks, so that they know what's happening here, and so that they're responsive to the needs of their constituents within this area. We presented 2 projects to the electeds, and the first one, and the one that's been a priority for a number of years, is Highway 965. We specifically were requesting funding for Phase 2 of 965, which we anticipate happening in construction year 2013. That's going to be about a $7 million project. We already have about $1.1 million in state funding, and we are looking for about $2 million in federal funding, and that was our request. The other project that we wanted to bring them up to speed on, it's a project that's not really immediate, but will happen probably in the next 3 to 10 years, are interchange improvement projects, and that includes the Penn Street Bridge, widening that bridge over 380. It's an important project that we see happening in the next couple of years. And then also eventually an interchange on Forever Green Road. And so we weren't asking for funding for those projects, just kind of bringing them up to speed and letting them know that in the future we will be requesting funding and needing some federal and state help. We have previously applied for federal funding for Highway 965 in the form of a Tiger application. It's a federal program specifically for transportation projects. There's been 3 Tiger grant applications, now coming up on a 4th, and obviously we haven't had any success with the first 3, so we took some time to meet with staffers out there specifically about this application. It's a joint application with Coralville, which provides it a little more power, but we still have not been successful. So we're really trying to work on making this one a success. It is a long shot. It's a very, very competitive grant application. There's $500 million available nationwide, which when you spread it out over the nation is not a lot of money. So, but we did take some time to visit with Senator Harkin's chief transportation staff member about this application and glean some real positive pointers from him on how to proceed. Well, we take an opportunity when we're out there to visit with other departments. We actually visited with Amtrak while we were there to talk about the rail proposal from Chicago to Iowa City. It was a very interesting meeting with them. They presented some of their facts and figures as to why it would be beneficial to have a rail spur to Iowa City. We also visited with the SBA and talked about small business issues, and actually spoke with an advocacy group out there on small businesses and why they're important, obviously to this country, but also to our area. Also, when we visit with legislators, it's not just about our projects, but we also glean from them what's going on in Washington, D.C. So other issues we talked about were health care, education. Another special interest to us was the highway bill, also known as the transportation bill. It's very important locally because that's how public transit is funded. And they're proposing some massive cuts to that bill this year, and if that happens, you could potentially see a cut in transit service within the whole state of Iowa, probably across the country. So we want to stay up on those things and let them know our position on those concepts and how they really could affect this area. As many folks know, Congress has not done earmarks the last couple of years. That tune seems to be changing a little bit. They're not again going to do them this year, but they're thinking the following year there's a good chance for earmarks. And I know that has a negative tone, that phrase does, but it's helpful for North Liberty in the form of aid for the financial, or for aid for our Highway 965 projects or other future projects. That interchange I spoke about earlier on Forever Green Road is a $70 million project. That's something that the local government cannot handle alone. We're going to be expecting the Fed and state to pick up some of that tab. So while earmarks have been abused at the federal level, and there's great examples of that throughout this country, I think within Iowa they haven't been, and they've been put to good use. And so we do hope to see those come back specifically so we can get some dollars for our projects here.
Hi everyone, this is Cheryl Kaplinger and I'm the co-chair for North Liberty Blues and Barbecue. As you can see, we have started the flames for our annual event, and this year we've got some things that are a bit different. Last year we had a bit of a sad time when the winds came and blew up our tents and knocked over the porta potties. So in 2012 we're going to go on Saturday. That's going to be Saturday, May 26th, and if it rains, which it won't, we will have the party on Sunday, May 27th. The second thing is we're adding a little bit more time to the party. We used to go from noon to 10, and this year we're going to go from 11 to 11. We're inviting artists to come to the party. So that's going to be a great feature that everyone can enjoy, especially the adults. So the adults don't just sit there and watch their kids play and go into the beverage garden. They can actually look at some wonderful art. Very family friendly, very awesome. This year we're inviting microbrews. What does that mean? Some specialized beer, yo. We are collecting household items from the community center and from various schools. Things like tissue boxes and toilet paper rolls, milk jugs, juice jars, bottles, and we're going to take those things and turn them into musical instruments. We're then going to take those musical instruments and have kind of a drum circle with various artists. So that's an area where the kids get to play and turn things from home into musical instruments. That's going to be really awesome. So those are the things that we have that are new this year, but we have some things that are the same old, and that people love to have. The first thing is it's free. It's always been free. It'll keep being free. The rides, the games, the fishing, the face painting, free, 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 free. You go into the beverage garden for free. You walk along the food vendor alley for free. You pet a goat, which was really popular last year, by the way, for free. Very family friendly. Everyone can come out and everyone can go into the beverage garden. Doesn't mean everybody needs to drink, but everyone can go in there and listen to the band. It's a lot of fun, and it's really great for everyone to come out and join the community. The other thing that we've had for years and years, and it's what the event is based on, is live blues music all day long. That's 11 to 11. And that includes the fireworks. Hey-o. So we're going to have fireworks. That was great last year. Everyone really enjoyed it. So we're bringing those back. The entertainment this year so far is going to be Ernie Peniston, the Bryce Janney Group, Kevin Burt, and Music for Life. So we've got a whole corporation of live blues music and even some of the kid musicians from the area. So that's really awesome. We've been in the same spot since last year, and that's right on the north side of Liberty Center. We don't know how long we'll be there, if it'll be next year, the year after that, or just this year. But right now we're on Liberty Center, right off of Penn Street, just west of Highway 965. So that's where we're going to be this year. How you can help. We need lots of volunteers. There's about 20 people who are on the planning committee, but it takes hundreds of people to make the operation happen the day of. We need people to help out with the rides. We need people to help with face painting and fishing. We need people to help set up and tear down. We need people to help serve beer. So if you're interested or know somebody who is, you can contact us at bluesandbbq@northlibertyiowa.org. We also need sponsors. The event is free because of the sponsorships and contributions that we receive from businesses. You can give us $1, you can give us 100, you can give us thousands. We'll take anything. We're also looking for items for the playing ground. So if you have cereal boxes and pipes, PVC pipes, toilet paper rolls, we'll take them. We have drop-off centers at the community center as well as all the North Liberty schools. So just take them there and we would love to have them. We're also looking for applications for food vendors, especially barbecue, and artists. Because the artist area is a new place this year, we're looking for people to come out and sell their art and display it for the entire public. We're looking for people to come to the party. So if you say, oh, we have a thing that day, but maybe that night, then you should come. If you say, well, there's a graduation party, we might be home around 3, let's see how it goes, then at least come out and see the fireworks. We're doing the same thing as last year where a kid gets to push the button to set off the fireworks show, which is really, really cool. So even if you can only come out for a few minutes, bring your lawn chair, bring a blanket, bring the family, and come out and enjoy the celebration. We're hoping to have anywhere between 7,000 and 10,000 guests, so just come out for a few minutes, see what it's like, grab some barbecue, get in the inflatable rides, and get your face painted in a balloon, go fishing, go home, take a nap, come back for the fireworks. It's fantastic. So the more people we can get out there, the better. So if you want more information, you can always go to the website, northlibertyiowa.org/bluesandbbq. You can also email us at bluesandbbq@northlibertyiowa.org or give us a call. That number is 319-626-5726. And we will see you at the party Saturday, May 26th from 11 to 11. One day, one party, one cool time.